Spider-Man's greatest foe all time.
Spider-Man's greatest foe of all time, I would probably say the Green Goblin. There's a lot of personal vendettas there. You know, first with Norman Osborn, then with Harry Osborn. You know, those guys are just. I mean, they're just those families are just locked together. I would probably say. You could make a case for even Doc Ock. There was a lot of great stories with Doc Ock. He tried to marry Aunt May. Of course, Peter Parker had to stop that. At one point, Doc Ock found out who Peter Parker was, the same as Norman Osborn and Harry Osborn did. But I would say, in the end, it was probably the Osborns and the Green Goblins as being his greatest foe. They knew everything about him. Harry was friends with Peter. When he finds out, you know, that Peter is Spider-Man and Spider-Man supposedly killed his father, you know, it became personal more than what like Doc Ock or any of his other villains are. So yes, I would have to go with the Osborns and Doc Ock.
That person put a book on layaway. It had been on layaway for 3 months. He'd been making payments. The book dropped in price. A better copy of the book came in, and he wanted to change because he was paying the price for the lower graded book that the higher graded book was.
Too bad.
Too bad. Finish it out. You were buying that. You were buying that at the time that you were putting down payments on it. That's what the price was. Because the book dropped in price, that's nobody's fault. That's what you paid. I mean, if you had paid it off right away, you had a book that dropped down in price. No one should be punished for that. That's the price you agreed on when you started the layaway. That's what you should finish. That's what you should finish paying off. And then on it says, you know, it'll say been pulled, already built. Oh, this is in progress. That says, oh, the in progress are 4/11/24. Okay, great. Start going down, but I'm looking down the list. Says, well, that's for 12/1. That's for 12. This doesn't make sense. So I've got about 25 books that's supposedly coming out. Then I'm looking, half it doesn't. So then I found other ones that they sent me an invoice. They actually sent me the invoice last night. It says, but this is only for part of it. There's going to be some others coming from another warehouse that you're going to get billed for later. So like, yeah, so when I emailed the guys the invoice, I emailed them, hey, wait, this one's the wrong one. Here's another one. No, this one isn't correct either. Hey, and then I finally found the correct one. I go, and here's the added. So I wrote in what's been added for it. I go, hey, you know something? Just answer all of this, and I'll figure out when all this comes out. Because some's next week and some's the week after. Just tell me what you want, and when it actually shows up, I'll figure it all out. So I've got like 4 emails from everybody. Oh, this is what I want. Some of the emails were redundant with the part of the other ones. Yeah, it's a giant cluster. And so when they send you, if you want to look at anything, it's all in abbreviated Excel form. So you can't. It's not like you can just copy paste it and send it. It's all. If you don't know what.
It's all their code.
STWRS, which is Star Wars, but you know, BH whatever for bounty hunters, whatever. Yeah, you're not gonna. You have no idea. I mean, I do comics, and I'm looking at some of their codes, and I think this is what they're talking about. Still don't even know. Yeah, it's a giant cluster. The books get here on time. They get here in great shape now since they've fixed. They learned how to actually ship comic books, but the website sucks to deal with. It just slows everything down. Then you got Diamond, who I think's website is like that awesome, who sometimes doesn't know how to ship comic books. And you got
build a search engine.
Oh, build a search engine. This search engine is the worst. It is the worst search engine ever. And some of it you don't even you put in. Why do I even try? You want to get at the time you wanted to get a World War Hulk comic, a World War Hulk trade paperback. So you put in World War Hulk. They had that one listed under WWH. So when you put World War Hulk, doesn't come up as anything.
Yeah, but how do I know that they have it listed as WWH? So, even when on your invoice it comes in as World War Hulk. Yeah, so they suck. And then Luna, their books come in early all the time. They're always on time, and you hardly ever get any damages or anything with those guys. But now you're working with 3 different distributors. You get 3 different invoices, 3 different things, pouring them all in together to pain in the balls. They didn't put it with next week's books. So this week I actually got a delivery from Marvel Comics every single day. I did a reorder one day, did a reorder another. Oh, someone asked for a trade, or I needed to trade stuff, so I just reordered the trade. I got the trade in. The next day I got 2 $4 comic books sent in. Okay, so with that's $8. So that cost me $4. I mean, I don't know how much. I mean, they're
cost them more to ship it.
Right, yeah, it costs them more to ship because they're not making the whole $4. Marvel's making predominantly most of that. The distributor's making a lot less, but they ship 2 comics out. The next day I got 3 comics. Today I got 4 comics. 4 comics in. Wait till the following week. I mean, hey, I don't care. I just don't know how you're making money doing this because you're selling a lot of shit at a loss. This is how I don't know how Penguin Random House isn't going to go out of business. You do a reorder for 1 book, they mail you 1 book. They don't wait until your shipment comes. They just email 1. They do 1 book. So I got an X-Force 25. 1. They put it in this box. Then they put it in this box. They've lost money by shipping this book.
I think it's the same type of thing we saw in the 90s when a lot of the characters were coming out as gay. The audience now wants to see this aspect of a character. DC is accommodating. Marvel's going to do the same thing. People are either going to get used to it, or they're going to turn it off, or they're just going to shut down. I have no problem. If that's what they want to do, that's what they're going to do. People want to read.
So you're still going to stay with the book?
I'll stay with the book. It's been a good story so far.
And that's all you asked for, right?
That's all I asked for. Tell me a good story. I don't care what goes behind their closed doors.
What if the doors were open?
If they're open, you're going to just read it and deal with it. Sorry, you're going to deal with it. People are going to express how they feel. They've been doing it for decades.
So you're still sticking with the book?
I'm going to stick with the book. It's been a good story so far.
Some people have dropped it because of that. Others have still, like you, have stayed with. I like the story. I don't care what's. Did
I get out of Green Lantern when Kyle Rayner was Green Lantern when his assistant came out as gay? No, because it was telling me good stories.
Would you have left if Kyle Rayner came out as gay?
No, because didn't the original Earth 1 Green Lantern come out gay?
It was retroed in after 60 years, yeah.
That was all again the time in the 90s.
And
People,
then, but again, I mean, who can name the first Green Lantern? I mean, we can, but does anyone care about Alan Scott in general? No one cares.
But this is what people want to read. It is reflective of their life. It's reflective of society. People don't like that. Well, guess what? It's part of life. It's part of society.
You're a good Catholic.
It was kind of. It was more generic than anything else.
Well, Justice and a Better Tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay.
Sounds kind of like Mr. Rogers, but
I think I got a child molester.
Is it?
He creeped me out. I never liked Mr. Rogers.
well, the Truth,
Wanted to
Justice,
take you to
and
Neverland, all right? After he chloroformed you and you woke up somewhere.
Truth, Justice, and the American Way. That was talking about 1950s.
Well, he's from the United States. Well, he's stationed in the United States.
Well, but even back in the 30s, they had a discussion whether they should have had him defeat Hitler and Mussolini. And,
They had Wonder Woman for that.
no, well,
She kicked ass.
Yeah, she was always there. She was beating the shit out of Hitler all the time, wasn't she?
yeah, well, so the Superman character was also beating up on Japanese and Nazi forces too,
Yep.
but he didn't go to see Hitler and beat him up personally.
He was afraid.
No, he wasn't.
Hitler had kryptonite. He has a kryptonite Superman, so I have to stay with him. I'll send Wonder Woman over
Well,
there.
Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster said we don't want him to be a problem solver like that. We want him to be kind of an archetype for what people should be like in their own neighborhoods. And they can't go over to unless they're going to personally go over and try to kill Hitler. So they said we just want to have Superman be an example of what the best in humanity is. So that's why they prevented him from going over to beat up Mussolini and Hitler. That was in the 30s.
But it was okay for Wonder Woman to go over and do it.
I don't ever. Was there a book where she actually beats up Hitler?
So I don't know. I see her fighting Nazis all the time.
Yeah, well, see, that's what all the.
She's always bondage too. I was like, oh yeah, whip me, hit me with a lasso of truth.
Missed that issue.
yeah, I was gonna say.
Hit me with a lasso of truth.
Uh huh.
Slit my nipple.
Because even Captain America, that's what the Red Skull was for.
Right.
He was kind of a personification of Hitler. So
But isn't there a cover of him knocking out Hitler?
I think, well,
Oh, yeah,
there's
yeah.
that, and then there's the World's Finest. I think Batman, Robin, and Superman are beating up Mussolini, Hitler, and Tojo with a baseball. They're throwing baseballs at them. And,
That's why even back then DC was stupid. I'm gonna throw baseballs at this guy. I'm not just gonna punch him in the face. I'm gonna throw a baseball at him. Superman throws a baseball at anyone, you can rip the head off.
that's right. See,
So you just said one thing that they didn't want him fighting Hitler. So
but that was not in a story. That was a cover. That was not a story.
Oh,
Right. Covers what sold the book.
That's correct.
So you got that cover. You're like, yes, this is great. And there was nothing about it inside. And you were so disappointed. Says, man, I got to read this silly shit.
But that cover,
Covers lie.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Yeah.
it gets you into the story, though, does it not?
Not if it has nothing to do with the story.
Well, the cover is the first thing you see. That's what I used to get attached to. Hey, this is a pretty cool cover.
And then you open up the book and it had nothing to do with the cover.
No, don't worry about
And then
it.
you were pissed. And you're like, where's the story about this?
I
Where's
was,
the
I was
story about
kind
this
of, could have
cover?
been a little disappointed, but the cover sold the book, and the cover was pretty cool. So I was happy with the cover. So I was maybe a little upset with the story.
I think like beavers too keep up. That's why they
I'm happy with you.
big
No, that's
chew on
good.
trees
Yeah.
and branches up there.
It's a shitty cover.
If they didn't do that, their teeth would grow.
So it's on the inside that counts.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, that's
Your
correct.
story is good. Your cover's awful, but
Well,
your story
you know,
is good.
What can I say?
Oh,
Two bad artists. What can I say?
Yeah. what book is this?
X-Men?
Could be. It is. It is an X-Men book. But I mean, there are 8 million X-Men books. This could be.
Yep.
This could be any. This could be any book.
Is it a variant?
It is a variant. So I won't totally bitch that you didn't put the cover, the title of the book on the front of the thing, because it is a variant. It is a variant cover. It's not their regular cover. It's a regular cover. We have problems again. So it'll be.
I'll just consider it a virgin variant.
That's not a 1 in 25. I just ordered one. Peach Momoko, I think she's kind of overrated. That is definitely an overrated cover.
Especially when you have the Dodsons doing the regular cover.
Yeah. Yeah. And the Dodson's is so much better. But I ordered one because someone buys all the covers, so take a look through this. Oh boy. Well, there's a little part of this here. It's actually kind of cool. It looks like old school 60s with a little dot, with all the dots that did the artwork. You see all the dots, and it looks like the old school 60s 70s artwork. It's not that great of artwork though, but I do like the dots. But I think if you look down here. Look at this part is different. So, don't know what they're getting at. That could be maybe a past thing. I don't know what they're getting at, but this looks good. This artwork looks really good. Where's Electra on this list?
Under D. Forget him.
Which is on the third to last page.
Now, this is here. 3-1. Oh, yeah, this one's a nice cover. Well, as we all know, Buffy, who's standing right there. Yep, that's him. That's a guy that does the great job on the New This Week videos. He's a huge Mirka Andolfo fan. That's a Mirka Andolfo cover. And that cover looks pretty decent. A lot better than Peach Momoko.
Them so that those people's enemies will think that they're dead. That's at least my understanding of it from only reading a few issues ever.
Human Target is a great comic book.
Yeah.
I've read the past Human Target comics, which I liked. The TV show was great too. It's 2 seasons. I enjoyed the TV show. I don't read DC stuff anymore. I don't read Tom King, so this Human Target will never get read. I don't care how good it is. I don't support.
Best ever
I don't support Tom King. I don't support DC. So there's, my time. I will not give DC my time. I give them my money because it's business only, but I don't give them my personal dollars.
There we go.
If you want to check out another illustrious YouTube channel, Strip Panel Naked, I think the most recent episode, as of time of this taping, would be one about Human Target and Greg Smallwood's interesting framing of how he frames everything, kind of blocks stuff off and creates disorienting effects in this series. Great stuff. Recommended.
Yeah, and they're naked when they do it. So that's why it's called Strip Naked.
Yeah.
Okay.
As they're doing the show, they're taking clothes off.
Mm-hmm. It's like that show, fucking Pants Off, Dance Off, that was on MTV.
Yeah, right. Or the Naked Chef with Jamie Oliver. So
Perfect.
it's
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to see a comic fan naked.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, my brother history.
I like some of Smallwood stuff though. Yeah, he doesn't suck.
Now, can Glenn name one?
He actually was doing a bunch of Archie shit at one point.
Oh yeah.
Covers and stuff.
He did Vampironica.
Yeah.
Until he stopped.
Right.
So, Vampironica and what else? Dream Thief. Just projects where I loved them so much, and then he dropped off the last couple issues. Oh well. He gets paid more for the covers, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure they do. And if you've got yourself to that part of your career now where you don't have to do a book because they like you for the covers, why would you want to do a book? You know, I mean, you get paid to draw a cover, probably make more doing it, and you could probably draw more covers than having to tell a story in a book. Why wouldn't you? Why would you do that?
Yeah. I'd love to own a piece of original art from him, but apparently it's all digital. He really doesn't do anything on paper anymore, so there's nothing to buy. I'm sure you could name some artists who could use such a magical device.
Oh, there's a bunch of those artists. Yeah, there's definitely a bunch of those guys. Yeah, they could definitely use some of that.
Del Mundo's tablet must be broken.
Yeah,
According to you, his software is glitched.
Yeah, well, his is an Etch-a-Sketch, so
okay.
yeah, and he hasn't learned how to use it yet. Yeah, with Del Mundo. Yeah, he needs that. We won't even get into like Ramita or anything, you know, because I don't think that guy can draw now with the computer. David Mack's another guy. I don't really like his stuff at all. He needs help.
I don't like reading a book that I have to turn like this to read the story. I read a book to hold a
And
book.
yet
And read
Glenn's
a book.
such a huge fan of Echo Lands. He can't get enough.
Yeah, you can't tell how much I like it when I do my this week videos. Love Echo Lands.
Echo Lands gets so much love.
Yeah.
Human Target.
Yeah.
Every new this week. You just show so much love to some of my favorite titles.
Right, because I think of
Really
Rand.
cements our bond.
Yeah, I go. You know, someone. I like Rand so much. He's been around. He's been coming here. You've been coming here for so long that I want to sometimes spotlight your books.
Thank you.
And show how much that I love them and how much I enjoy them. I mean, I always call the great Tom King. It's yeah,
King's right in the name.
yeah. Right, he's it.
He's royalty.
Yeah. He belongs here at the palace.
That's right.
That's right. The best writer. I mean, the king at the palace. There we go. He's the greatest. I mean, all I do is promote his stuff.
And he saves a horse, and then sets the horse free. So go on, live your life. And it's that horse that comes back and saves him later. But you had to watch the extended version. If you watch the theatrical version, you're like, where the fuck did the horse come from?
Right. No, I didn't hate.
It was just tons of shit like that.
I didn't hate the. I didn't hate the fact. I just didn't like the fact that the movie was just too long, and so I'm not watching another hour and a half on top of the 2.5 that it already was.
Yeah, but there's an intermission.
Oh, is there really? There is really?
On the extended, yeah,
Yeah.
It breaks up.
'Cause I have
on the DVD. It actually stops. It says intermission. And
I have the extended cuts at home, and I just haven't watched them. And I tried, I think it was Christmas Eve, tried getting, like, my wife was like, we should watch something. I was like, ooh, let's watch Lord of the Rings. And she's like, I'm not watching Lord of the Rings on fucking Christmas Eve. All right. I'm like, Christmas Vacation then? I mean, Christmas Story, they're all on right now. So.
Right. I gotta watch Shang-Chi Christmas Eve.
You watch it? Yeah.
I've watched it, yeah.
Yeah. Did you like
I
it?
think it was on Christmas Eve. It was alright.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought the beginning, the first half of that movie was awesome. I thought. And I didn't like when they went to, like, Magic Land as much.
I thought it was fun.
Oh, I definitely liked it.
It wasn't anything that, it definitely wasn't one of their best, but it wasn't their worst either.
No.
It wasn't the Incredible Hulk.
No, it was way better than I expected. Which one, the Incredible Hulk? Which one, the Edward Norton one or the Eric Bana one?
Well, both of them actually, but
Yeah.
Like the two that I had, like I have no interest. I have no interest in Shang-Chi, but I'll go see it. I mean,
thought it was
watch
good.
I'll watch it. It's
I'll tell you, I never had any interest in the character until I watched the movie.
Exactly how was the movie?
It was good. It was definitely good.
It was Marvel person.
I liked Shang-Chi as a supporting character. I never really liked this book.
Oh, as like a main character?
Yeah. But I mean, I'm interested. I'm not really that interested in the movie, but I will see it because Marvel seems to still put out quality, even for things you don't really care about. I mean, who would have thought Ant-Man would ever been as good as what it was?
I mean, have you seen Eternals yet?
No.
See, that's where I'm calling. My daughter saw it. She's like, it's awesome. I'm like,
Right.
sure.
Yeah.
Sure. And she's like, you should go see it. I'm like, no. I'll see it. It's on Disney Plus in like second week of January. I can wait.
Yep, that's when I'll watch it on Disney
Yeah.
Plus
yeah.
also.